How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Wally Weasel. And here we are with my second review, I suppose. Yes, I believe it's my second review. The first one, of course, being the Follow TV series. And now we are talking about the Caped Crusader. Dun, dun, dun. A retake on, the Batman mythos as done up in an animation style, which is obviously very reminiscent of the old animated series. Haven't really looked too much into it, and as a matter of fact, my history with this was I just came across it like the other day. I was like, I kind of want to watch some South Park, so loaded up Prime, and hey, Cape Crusader was right there. So I'm coming into this having not known that the series was really ever a thing, because I typically don't keep up with such news. So this isn't like, I had like, a year or 2 years or whatever of anticipation behind it. This is just like fresh, So take that as you, or keep that in mind as you progress forward through here. I'm also not working on any points or a script or anything like that. I just want to get everything out there as it is, because, I do enjoy doing these reviews. It kind of sucks that I didn't think to actually do a review when the X-Men series finished up. But, if you want like a quick thought on that, then, it was all right. It was good for what it was. Interested in the second season. So, there you go. But anyways, yes, let's focus on the Cape Crusader. So, yeah, within the first episode, you would see that the obvious thing is that Batman's look is very reminiscent of his original appearance, I believe, from his 1940s. Basically, how Bob Kane initially designed him. So you got like the curved ears, you got the smaller symbol, you got the gray suit, and stuff like that. And so as the style of Gotham is still very much in the 40s, as well as as was in the original animated series. So nice little callback there. But to start things off, we will start at the start, and that is the intro, because I do have thoughts about the intro, in that I don't know, the theme just doesn't really do it for me, and the credits itself is really just chock full of all the executive producers. Very few other people are in them, and like the executive producers couldn't just like do just one big thing. It just had to be individualized. I don't know. That's whenever I see that, is like, okay, I guess this is a passion project, as it were. But I tend to ignore that. And after I listened to the intro the one time, after that I was just like, nah, I don't really care what Batman listens to when he's on his off day and he's just chilling in the Batcave, drinking his tea that I imagine would also have been made by a bat, because he'd have trained him, of course, because Alfred can't do everything. And I would imagine that one of those bats would be named Alfred. And Batman would be very proud to introduce the two. He'd be like, and that bat over there, that's Alfred. Or something like that, But so intro aside, let's talk about the first major change, and that is the gender swap of Penguin. Now, when I first came across this Penguin, my main thing was the voice just didn't really match the design, because you have this, I'll just say it as it is, as I felt. You have this very kind of, feminine voice, and you have the big burly type of Penguin. The two just didn't really mesh for me personally, but that's just a personal thing. Other people could have enjoyed it even more than I did, and that's fine. As for the actual thing there, the story was is all right. Penguin has a giant cannon that's going to shoot parts of Gotham out, and first things first is the police station, which would cause some form of chaos, but knowing a place like Gotham, they would just have different districts of or precincts, sorry, of police. They wouldn't just have like the one police station, because yeah, despite the fact that Gordon is the commissioner and therefore really shouldn't be going on ground patrols like this. Um, yeah, Gotham has been compared to the size of New York, and I'm pretty sure New York has one, or at least more than one, building where the police are centralized. I kind of think that there's two or three. So yeah, it's not really a good plan on the part of Penguin, but at the same time, it's kind of shows that she can do it. But yeah, aside from that, I'm not going to go for like episode breakdowns. I'm not going to go for one-on-one, mainly because it's been a few days since I've watched, and most of the episodes aren't really all that important. I think they take more of an anime route when it comes to doing their episodes, and that the first episode is important in that it sets up the universe, and then the next set of episodes, I think in this case it's like another 6 or 7 or so episodes. They're just basically there, just to basically say, hey, this is a series. This is Batman doing his thing with a bunch of different villains. Isn't that fun? We got Gentleman Ghost, we've got Harley Quinn, and we've got Two-Face on the rise. So, yeah, you guys can enjoy that, right? And then, speaking of Two-Face, he becomes the main central focus for the last couple episodes, just like, any anime would do. Or it's like the first episode's the main thing, and then the next few episodes are just really nothing but events, and then the final few episodes are the actual, this is what this whole story is about. And as I said, in this case, it is about Harvey Dent becoming Two-Face, and all of a sudden, Bruce Wayne being his best friend. Because, it was, I guess, maybe they forgot to establish that throughout the series, that Bruce Wayne and Harvey Dent are friends. Because, after the whole thing happens, it's like Bruce Wayne's like, oh, I got to go talk to my best buddy, Harvey Dent, and see if I can't convince him to not be evil and stuff. But it's like, Bruce, you haven't really talked to Dent, maybe like once or twice, and Harvey came across as more of a dick, Like he talks down to Barbara in such a manner where it's like, why are you even here being a lawyer? You shouldn't be here. It's me, you should basically be giving in because I'm awesome, because I'm district attorney and I'm representing these small cases. I'm not doing these big, huge Rupert Thorne type situations. No, we've got like random low-level thug who possibly works for Thorne. It's like, why are you here? I mean, it makes sense for Barbara to be there because Barbara's like a public defender. But why is she going against Harvey Dent in these cases? But, mainly because they're characters in the Batman universe and they only have so many episodes. But still. So there's Barbara Gordon in there. And then other characters that they have recurring. Obviously, Alfred, who... well, I mean, I guess Batman hasn't really been eaten, so Alfred's like, well, the food's got to go somewhere. That's a bad way of putting it. But, I mean, really, when you think about it. And then you got, Renee Montoya, who's like the one good cop aside from Gordon, who, again, really just should be held up in an office at, I don't really know the full task of what a commissioner does, but, again, I don't think that they would go out on calls like Gordon does. And then you've got Harvey and his partner, I'm going to say Flash or Flask or Flass. I don't know. The main one, I guess, of the two is Harvey Bullock, who in this series isn't really anything like he was in the original animated series. In this one, he is a corrupt cop working for Thorne, which begs to issue, why is he still on the force then if Gordon is supposed to be like this shining beacon of hope or whatever? It's like, it's not like the police force is aching for police officers. They've certainly got enough. So why isn't Gordon doing anything about Bullock, who is quite openly to the fact that he is corrupt, to the point that, well, everyone knows that he's corrupt. So it kind of makes Gordon feel a bit inept, like he can't really run his police force. I mean, he's got time to be on the floor, but whatever. They got to put in some tension or whatever, I guess. And yeah. And then, as I said, Harley Quinn is in here, but no Joker. This is a Harley Quinn of a different sort. She is still her therapist side, but she has no connection with Arkham. Instead, she is like, therapist talking to Bruce and a few other people. And then she's like, oh, okay, I've decided to be evil, because it's like we have Harley Quinn in here, so we got to make her evil. It's like basically a light switch, First she's like an inept psychiatrist, and then all of a sudden she's like, okay, now I'm going to start dressing up like a court jester and be all like, you people and your crimes and stuff, you're going to suffer punishments in tune with the your issues and stuff. It's like, you beat your child, well, you're gonna live like a child. You steal from the poor, well, you're gonna be a king, and we're gonna take things from you and stuff. So that's Harley Quinn, and she also dates Renee Montoya in the series, and then and she's also best friends with Barbara, because there's like really, they're the only 3 female characters, so it makes sense, aside from Penguin, but I really don't think that Penguin would be joining in alongside them in this case. So, yeah. Aside from that, there's Clayface as well, who, participates in a somewhat interesting thing, although most of it is, I believe, Renee Montoya on the case, because she's got to crack it, and Batman's like, I just want to punch people. And that's one thing I've seen people say about this series, is that Batman's not really in it all that much, and when he is, he's basically just Batman. He's what you would expect Batman to be, and then when he's Bruce Wayne, he's really what you would expect Bruce Wayne to be, in that he just does the talking, and Batman does the punching. And I can understand that, because Barbara and Renee do take center stage on a fair number of stories, but that's basically what it is. Yeah, getting into the final few episodes, because like I said, I don't want to go through every single episode. We do see that Harvey Dent becomes Two-Face by getting splashed in the face with acid, because he won't do the thing that Rupert Thorne wants him to do. So, and then when we see Harvey's face, at first I kind of thought that he had been infected by like the phalanx, because he's got like little black squares on his face. It's like, shouldn't those squares be like white to kind of show that they've melted through his skin, and therefore we're basically just seeing like his skull, or maybe pink, or red, or what have you. It just kind of looks odd, like he took a bunch of black stickers and just stuck them on his cheek and side of his face and stuff like that. I mean, obviously his cheek is gone, and he's got some crooked teeth and stuff like that. But aside from that, he kind of looks very average, for a mature-themed Batman series. Well, not really mature. I think every episode was like PG-13. But still, it's like, you think that they'd have gone a little further, especially with the last few renditions of him. Even like the rendition of him in the animated series. Hell, I would take Tommy Lee Jones' rendition of Two-Face over as being, somewhat creepy enough over this one. But, again, that's opinion of mine. Other people may look at it and be all like, but his teeth are crooked. But, yeah. So, Batman obviously kind of saved the day. Mostly it's Barbara and Gordon and Montoya can do the business. And then, yeah. And then, obviously, there's the post-credit scene of... Well, it's not really post-credits, like before the end credits. So, whatever you want to call it. It's like the post-series scene, I guess, of the Joker. He's going to be in the second season, I imagine, because he's the Joker, and he has to be involved in anything that Batman is in. Because you can't have Batman doing anything without some kind of reference to the Joker. And this one, the design is interesting enough, I guess. He's a bit burlier, and his voice is deeper. It kind of sounds like, or it kind of sounds and looks like the Joker from Under the Red Hood. You know, that movie where they brought back Jason Todd and stuff. He's just like a bit bigger. His voice is deeper. And yeah, I mean, he only really says like one word. And
perfect.
You know, if you've seen it, then yeah. And hopefully you have seen it, because I'm obviously not going to be playing any audio, because I'm not that kind of person. I don't even know what the hell I'm going to be playing as B-roll over this whole thing. I don't know if I'm going to be playing the actual trailer or just random scenes from the show, or if I'm just going to play like, random B-roll from one of my Arkham live streams. But we will see. Anyways, obviously they are intending for a second season, and it was a fine series, and I could watch a second series or second season. But yeah, my phone's starting to ring, so I'm going to call this. And yeah, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.